What's going on, guys? First off, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's attending, whether you're watching this on YouTube for free or whether you bought a ticket and you are interacting with everybody in Shindig. I am genuinely very, very happy. Hold on, let me mute my computer because I hear a reverb. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm very happy and very excited to do this, and for everybody that stayed the entire time, thank you so much. So we're gonna get to it. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna do a small tutorial where I'm gonna draw, my hairstyle right now. You get to see all these random curls, and this is kind of like a mini tutorial from the book that is going to be coming out from Saturday AM called "How to Draw Diverse Manga." Not just me, but also White Manga, Pop Sule, who else was in it? J.R. DeBard, Venus Bambiza. There were so many people that were in this book that were able to, just contribute their knowledge on, how to draw, like, whatever. There's how to draw faces. There's how to draw, eyes, facial expressions and all that. But this tutorial, like I said, is just going to be about, hair. So right now I'm just drawing a face, which is the first step in, drawing hair. You gotta have hair on, on a head. So that's what I'm doing currently. When it comes to a style that's like, kind of chaotic like mine, I like to just draw like a shape, just something that, looks kind of cool. It doesn't have to be detailed, doesn't have to be anything like, super strenuous and trying to figure out where every strand should be. Just have something chaotic and looks cool. If you're worried about a silhouette, I would, try to figure out a different type of hairstyle. Like for instance, when it comes to Goku, his hairstyle is like this. So, if that's the type of silhouette that you wanted, I would try to like reflect that into, these random squiggles. But since I'm just doing the tutorial just to show you guys how to do this, after I draw that little layout, I go to my next layer, and this is where I actually ink in everything. So bear with me for 1 second while I, ink in this face real quick. I don't think this is me, but maybe this is me. Let me add some beard. I add some hair on the chin, and my eyes are pretty wide. I'm trying to stay awake right now. My dog is right here, so hopefully she doesn't knock this thing down. All right. Okay. All right. So after you draw this head, it's time to use the outline, all these squiggles right here, to actually form, this type of, hair. Now my hair right now is really, really curly. There's a lot of different. You can do squiggles like this. You can do. You can actually draw it out like this. There's several different ways to actually do this type of hairstyle. So I like trying to combine them just because it gives more variation. But to do the outline, I usually start off with just random squiggles and kind of like make the line really bumpy. Let me finish up with that. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I intend on answering them after I'm done with all this. But yeah, all right, cool. So you draw some more squiggles, some bangs and stuff. All right, so after you do all of that, you got to pick a spot. I usually try to go from the middle, just because that's where I guess my hair like grows from. But like it can go anywhere. You're just basically trying to draw something that looks like it's kind of shiny. This is obviously a very cartoony way of doing this, so feel free to pick whichever way works best for you. But this is just a really cool technique that I use to get something done not only quickly but also when it's all finished and said and done, like it looks pretty cool. So let me finish this all up. Again, I just like to promote the How to Draw Diverse manga book. That's going to be coming out June 7th with Corto. Think we had this big book deal with Corto books. We're going to be talking about it later on with the announcements and stuff. But this How to Draw Diverse manga book, we've been working on this for a long time. This is something that we've talked about internally, for a few years now. So I'm really happy and very excited to see it actually coming to fruition. It looks amazing. White Manga has a what was it? It was a quote that he said that this is going to be the best how to draw book, period. And I tend to agree with him, not just because obviously I'm biased, but I also I've looked at a lot of how to draw diverse manga books or how to draw uh, books in general, and there's no one like White Mango on any of them. That's one. There's no one like J.R. DeBar to like any of them. Like his style is hyper realism and just looks really cool. And mine's like super cartoony. And there's like so many different styles within the book that I think everybody can benefit from. If you don't know how to draw something like us, then we're trying to give you at least the tools on how to learn how to draw it. So just like this one tutorial I'm doing right now, like I'm doing all these squiggles on his hair, which hopefully is starting to look a little cool. Hopefully you guys like this. But this is just like one technique that I have, and if you guys have another technique, you can still use some of my techniques and implement them within yours to make them easier to draw and stuff. So all right, let me finish this. Not sure exactly what is the time right now with everything, but are there any questions? Does anybody have anything? I'm not done with this. After I finish up these squiggles, there's a few more steps that I usually try to take, but until I get to that point, how would you address a more conservative business type hairstyle on an African American character? I think a lot of research when it comes like references and stuff. I've been drawing this particular hairstyle for a long time. I know it's extremely cartoonified, so it's not at all like entirely accurate when it comes to like the textures and all of that. But it's cartoony enough and it's detailed enough to where you can still get the sense, like if you're looking at this, you're like, okay, wow, he has really curly hair, and there might be other markers like he has a little bit bigger lips and his nose a little bit rounder. Those types of things will kind of like let hey, he's an African American. But when it comes to different hairstyles, I would say definitely do a lot of research. If there's a hairstyle that you like and you think that looks really, really cool, find a lot of images online on Google or Bing, if you use Bing, or anywhere, and just try to find those images so that way you can look at them and actually study them. And there's several different tools. If you use Clip Studio Paint, there's a tool I'm going to use in a few. It's a spray tool, and I use this just to add a little bit of extra texture and sheen and stuff. Which, by the way, let me give you my next tip when finishing this. Everything that I just did with these small little squiggles that are coming out, I added that just because your hair is never perfectly in one shape. You can look at my hair right now and there's random strands coming through, and yeah. So always try to just add something extra to make it feel a little bit more natural, I guess I should say. Were there any more questions? Or was that one? I would also say another cool hairstyle that you can go for. I like drawing braids. I think those are pretty fun. But again, they're kind of difficult. It just kind of depends on how you draw it. What's the thing you have problems drawing or hate having to draw, like panels, hands, foreshortening, girls, etc.? I am horrible at drawing soccer balls and airplanes and cars. I think those are like the three things that are the most difficult for me to draw. So I try to avoid them a lot. When it comes to things that I can't avoid, that I don't like drawing, I would say I don't know. Sometimes it's the entire process. Like, if I get into the groove, it's really fun, and I don't really care anymore, and it's kind of like getting a small high from just drawing constantly. But it's kind of like a runner's high, like like when you're running and jogging and stuff, you'll get to that point where you're like, I can't stop. I like this is making me feel good. So that's what I feel like when it comes to comics. Sometimes before I start a page, I just look at him like, I don't want to do this. This is going to take a long time. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Like, there's so many things that'll, come in your head, and you just got to persevere and, get it done. But, yeah, I would say sometimes it's the entire process, but ultimately those three things I said before, those are the ones I just stay away from because they don't look good when I do it. So, all right. So this is, almost entirely finished. Like I said, I add a lot of these squiggles to make it look a lot more natural. But when it comes to coloring it in, well, I guess I don't necessarily have to color it in. I would, if I did color it in, I would color everything. But if I was gonna just tone this, let's see if I can do that real quick. I'll show you guys. All right. I'm just going to tone this so that way you guys can see what that would look like. I got rid of the blue pencil. All right. So, snap. Sorry, let me move that layer. Who out there has Clip Studio Paint? Raise your hand if you have Clip Studio Paint. I would love to know this little tally. If you guys use this. I've been using Clip Studio Paint since it was called Manga Studio. And I have just now started to learn more and more about it. And it's such a good program. I really like it. So I show you guys something cool. I actually learned this next trick that I'm about to do from one of the artists in Saturday AM, Cindy. She does this tone thing. Hold on. What tablet am I using? I'm using a Wacom tablet. This is a very big Wacom tablet. I forgot the exact dimension. I want to say it was a 32-inch. It's really big. I got this via the partnership that Saturday AM has, and it's been everything I've ever wanted. Like, this is by far one of the best gifts, anything that I've ever had in my life. But yeah, I use a Wacom tablet. Before that, I was using a XP pen. Those are really cool too. XP pens or any tablet where you're drawing on the screen is what I would personally tell you to go for. And the only reason why I say that is because I mean, I've had Wacoms where like I'm not drawing on the screen, and I don't know, it's not bad. It's just it's not as easy as just drawing on the screen. I'll never go back after having drawn on the screen for so long now. So, all right, let me see if I can do this a little bit faster. This is something else I do. Would you say your style is more cartoon or manga? I love coining the term cartoony manga. I want it to be a a complete mixture. I would say currently it probably is leaning more towards a cartoonier vibe. But with that said, I mean, Astro Boy technically was considered a cartoon. I mean, back in the 60s, like so. I mean, and like it to this day, like everybody will look at it and say this is manga. So I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. I just kind of draw, and whatever comes out comes out. But I have been trying to push my art style a little bit more in my comic book. This next chapter that's going to be coming out, I was working on that throughout this con actually. But this next chapter that's going to come out, I am trying to push some of the panels and some of the poses, and just make them look as cool as possible, so that way everybody can just enjoy every page. So, but yeah, I think you just gotta draw whatever style works for you. What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into doing variant covers for comics? Oh, I would say, okay. So when it came from me, I had met editors through, I worked at, I used to go to SCAD, that was a school that I went to, and there's this thing called Editor's Day. And Editor's Day is when all the editors would come, and you got to talk to them, and if they liked your stuff, they would give you an email or a card or something, and it was really really cool. I loved that experience, and I got to meet a lot of cool people, and because of that, I actually got to work on one of the books that came out last year, Lemonade Code, And there are other projects that I've worked on, and because of that, I also was able to do variant covers for Rick and Morty and Invader Zim. So knowing them, obviously, that would help. If you're not in a position to actually meet an editor, I would say, oh, sorry. If you're not in a position to meet an editor, I would say a lot of fan art, uh, and trying to get their attention. Obviously following the comics, so that way you can probably draw fan art that is in some way, shape, or form relevant to what's going on. Maybe finding them on social media, and if you don't reach out to them to say, hey, I want to DM you and talk to you about this, then maybe you just find them and you can tag them, and then every now and then they'll see themselves in a random tag where they'll be like, okay, well, let me look at this, and if they like it, then they will reach out to you. It's their prerogative, obviously. I mean, they can do what they want. So I think it's just a matter of impressing them enough to making them want to reach out to you. All right, so this is another thing I was gonna do. Wait, hold on. Do you heard of a manga artist named Shotaru Ishinomori? No, I did not, and I'm sorry, I completely butchered that last name. But unfortunately, no, I do not know who that is. So I'm sorry. I'm gonna do this thing. This is from Cindy. So if you can look at my screen right now, I'm over here inside of this panel right here. I think if you hover over whatever tone you're on, let me mind that. If you hover over the tone, then you can press this to do it. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. If you press this, it's supposed to just make it into looking like an actual tone, and it's pretty awesome. But clearly, oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. There you go. There it is. All right, so it's over here. It's right above. It's right next to this screen right here. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse, but anyway, if you press that, it'll make your tones into an actual tone. And there you go. That's the tutorial on how to make this cool little hairstyle. If you want to add some sheen, then you can kind of erase some of this tone. Just add some small little white sheen parts. Doesn't have to be completely uniform. It can just be just something that looks cool. And now you guys all know how to draw, I guess me. So, so there you go. I hope this is a cool tutorial. I'm not really sure exactly what's going on with the time and stuff, but if you guys have any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer any. Again, to everybody that's watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Where are there places in America where American manga artists get funding? Kickstarter, Patreon. It would be an online thing. I'm not really sure if maybe I don't understand the question fully. But what I would say, if you're trying to get funding as a comic book artist or a manga artist or anything, you just gotta. I mean, you just gotta put yourself out there and essentially produce enough work to where people want to buy your stuff or want to support you. So that's what I would say. So yeah. Yo, Carlos. And okay, never mind. Any tips warning an artist should know when accepting commissions? Know your limit. Know what you personally value as for your time, because doing commissions is I personally hate doing commissions because it takes away too much time from drawing the comics and everything else that I really want to do. Granted, I also understand that doing commissions is a really cool and quick way of making a quick buck. So, I mean, if you know how much you value your time for whatever amount of work they want to, give you, I would say if you know that, then you can make a good price, and that would help you not completely hate everybody that comes to you asking for a a commission. So I mean, I would really just try to figure out exactly like how much free time you have, Do you want to divvy that up with work, or do you want to, relax, or do you want to, do whatever? And then also know exactly how long it takes you personally to draw a face, or an entire body, or to color it, or whatever the case may be. But I would also say don't overwork yourself, because that always sucks if you have so much work that you're just drowning. um you know but if you do it long enough, you definitely get the hang of your own limitations, and it should help. You'd also hopefully get a fan base by doing that, so they would know exactly what they can ask and what they'll get from whatever commission they would commission you for. So yeah, I would say that. Oh, okay. Is the creator of Cyborg 009 and come? Oh, nice, awesome. Yeah, Cyborg 009 is one of the very first animes I ever watched, and Kamen Rider, unfortunately, I have not watched. I've heard a lot about, and I've seen like random spin-offs, but like I think it was a spin-off in, or maybe it was like a romanticized version inside of Detective Conan. Like, I'm not sure if you guys watched that anime or read that manga, but I used to love that show. And there was it might have been Kamen Rider. I'm not really, I don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, that's the only thing I know about Kamen Rider, unfortunately. But Cyborg 009, that was one of my favorite and one of my first anime that I would watch a long time ago. So how many hours do you spend drawing your manga? I draw every day. I draw at so I have a day job. I work in the pharmacy. I'm a pharmacy tech. And I usually will go to work if it's in the middle of the day, 10 to 7, if it's the beginning of the day, 9 to 6, and if it's the end of the day, 1 to 9. And then regardless of whatever that schedule is, whenever I get home, I usually try to hang out with my wife for about a few hours if I can. She usually tries to go sleep around 10. So at 10 o'clock, from 10 to like 2, usually that is the window that I know for a fact I'll be awake, and I'm gonna try to get some stuff done. So those 4 hours are definite. But on good days where I don't have to go to work the next day, I'll stay awake until 3 or 4. And or if I'm on a crunch deadline, even if I do have to go to work the next day, I'll try to make it work and stay up until 3 or 4. If I have to close the next day, I'll stay up until 7. Like it really depends. But I draw a lot. Like I usually during that entire time is when I'm drawing Hammer. I'm trying to change my schedule so that way I can not only work on the other projects that are coming in, but also I want to get back into social media. So that's why I've been actually trying to do Twitch. I had my first stream yesterday, so if you guys watched that, thank you very much. If you didn't, and then find me on Twitch. Eventually I'll be going on there. I talk about Saturday AM all the time. I'll be talking about Saturdaycon, which again I want to say thank you for everybody that has come. I really appreciate it. We really wanted this to be a giant event, and it's turning out to be a really, really cool event. So thanks again. I really, really appreciate you all coming out. And please do that same thing when June 7th comes, because all of our books are going to be coming out. It's going to be really cool, and having all of your support will be pretty awesome. But yeah, any more questions, or am I just rambling? Oh, okay. You have made many accomplishments, but what were some of your major struggles during the road to becoming an awesome creator? Well, first off, thank you for calling me an awesome creator. Second off, when it comes to struggles, I would say there would be mainly just my own, mental blocks, thinking I'm not good enough, or thinking, I will never get out of a situation, which ironically is the one thing that's also pushed me to like constantly keep going, because I've, like I said, I've had a day job for a long time. Now I'm in the pharmacy tech, but before that I was actually I was a cashier, and every now and then I had to push carts. And while I'm pushing carts, I'm thinking in my head, man, that'd be a cool story. I gotta draw that when I get home. And then I just try to block out everything. That's another reason, unfortunately, why I don't like social media. Sometimes it gets really negative, and with that said, you gotta be okay with rolling with the punches. I mean, there's people that'll post things on my TikTok, and they'll just say, hey, this is blase blase, and you can either respond, or you can ignore, or you can just keep on going. And that's usually what I try to do, just keep on going, stick to the grind. Try not to think too much about all my struggles, because I mean, if I do, then I'll just become stagnant and I won't get anything done. And luckily, it's been a really good thing. So yeah. But anyway, this panel is ending. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'm gonna, unshare my screen. Thank you guys for watching this. And yeah, deuces.